Today on the Rodney podcast, we will look at another key to success, daily learning. We will find out why it's important to become a lifelong learner. We'll find out what the benefit is of becoming a lifelong learner. And we'll find out how do we become lifelong learners. Stay tuned. Okay, all through school, I was always a math guy. Loved math. I even majored in it for 2.5 years in college, 2.5 to 3 years. I tried engineering, hit the physics. I was out of there. Did not like the physics. Then I went to business and it was boring. Oh gosh, was it dry and boring. And then some people may say, okay, so you went to math? Well, yes, it was exciting to me. I loved math, right? And on the contrary, I hated English. I hated writing. I hated reading. To me, reading was such a chore. Couldn't stand it. And by the time I went through college the first time, I didn't finish my degree. I started working and just kind of, quote unquote, dropped out. I just stopped going because it's the same thing. And I started working. Later in life, I went back. And when I went back, I started to know the benefits of reading, the benefits of getting information in my brain, in my head, because I could use it in so many different applications and life lessons. So that's when I've kind of heard about lifelong learning. During my master's program, getting my master's degree, and they started talking about becoming a lifelong learner. And I realized what they meant, because once you continue to learn throughout your life, not just while you're in school, but throughout your life, it makes sense. Because ever since I decided to be a lifelong learner, it has helped me greatly throughout my life. So today on the Rodney podcast, we're going to talk about daily learning. Welcome to the Rodney podcast.
What's up, guys? This is Travis Yance with TravisYanceFitness.com, creator of the Alpha Fitness Program, and you're listening to the Rodney podcast, the Alpha of podcasts.
Okay, today's podcast is being recorded in February of 2019 as part of a daily month-long series. 28 days in February, 28 podcasts is the goal. And today is titled Keys to Success, or actually the series is titled Keys to Success. And today, this key is daily learning. And so we're living in the Google age, right? The time where all we have to do is ask Siri, and any questions, we get an answer. We can ask Alexis or other AI programs, artificial intelligence programs, and we can get answers at our fingertips. Getting directions somewhere is as simple as using Waze or even Google Maps. And you see, this is all very convenient, but I do kind of see a problem with this. And the problem is we haven't learned how to confirm the source. Do we trust that Google source? We trust Google. We trust Google itself. But it's just a search engine. So it just returns results. Waze and Google Maps, do we trust that? Usually they're accurate, right? But as I reminded in the movie Speed, the bridge isn't completed yet. If you haven't seen that movie, it wouldn't make sense. If you've seen it, you kind of understand what I'm talking about, right? So what am I saying? Am I saying don't trust these apps? Don't trust Google? Don't trust people when they give you information? Not quite. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we're living in a time where we don't examine the source. We don't go back and look at who is telling us what. We kind of blindly accept anything that is said, anything that is on Twitter, anything that is reported immediately because everybody wants to be the first to get the scoop, that something may be untrue, right? We may take it as truth, but it may be untrue. What is the experience or the authority of the person who is saying it, of the source? That's why stats. I hate stats, and my wife hates the way I approach stats. Because stats, I don't believe them. Like I hear a stat and I'm like, okay, I first need to know what's the proof, what's the metrics, like time span, who did they ask, what's the sample, where did they get it from? Because also I don't like the stats to define me. 1 in every 2 people eat mustard. I don't know what it could be, And I'm not going to sit there and say like, okay, well, it said that, 1 out of 2 people do this, so I'll do it. No, I don't let it define me. I want proof. I want metrics. Did they just take a 1-day sample and make a stat over about a whole year? And I'm not saying that all stats are wrong or bad. I'm just saying that for me, I examine every stat. I don't take it for face value. So my point is that you need to know the source and their authority on the subject. This is done mainly by reading daily. I think even watching tons of educational YouTube videos work. When people say they want to work out and do fitness and they ask me for advice, I give them advice and I tell them to kind of give them what I think is a good program for them or I point them in the right direction. But I tell them this, I said, you can make your own program and you can learn a lot if you just read daily. I said, if you don't want to read daily about bodybuilding and about fitness, what you can do is watch a YouTube video a day. I give them that challenge. Every day, just watch one. And you'll be surprised how many people do not do that. Like they just ignore that advice. And then they're asking me over and over again, which is fine. But if I'm the only source, how much information are you getting? Because you're just getting information from me. And I'm a pretty darn good source, all right? Just kind of tooting my own horn there. But you get the point. You see, for me, we need to have an attitude of always wanting to learn and know more. See, I think some of our problem in doing this and trying to learn more is we don't know how to research. We search Google and we find out one article at the top and we answer and go with it, maybe one or two. Research has become very easy to us because of that. It's the Google age versus the Encyclopedia Britannica age. That's going to date me. Anybody know what the Encyclopedia Britannica is? Back when you used to have to go back and look at the certain volume, look up, turn the page, go in the table of contents, find out where it's at, and start reading about the information and writing a report. Schools are having a hard time adjusting to this age. What info do we no longer need to teach? What is something that is just a given right now, and they can focus on other things that will be lifelong benefit to us? And then also another problem that we have in this daily learning is our emotions get in the way. This is especially true with politics. It's like a sports team with me. Politics is like a sports team because you pick a side and you stick up for them no matter what. I'm a Democrat. No matter what they do, I'll stick up for them. I'm a Republican. No matter what they do, I want to stick up for them. And nobody gets anywhere because nobody budges. I've said for years, solution, abolish the parties. I think that will go a long way because you have to decipher and learn and listen and decide where you stand rather than blindly following a side. Because again, our emotions get in the way. And so the truth is this. When we learn how to be lifelong learners, the art of learning daily, we will open the door for us becoming successful, productive people. So how do we do this? What are the keys to doing this? Well, number one, read. And when you're done with that, read some more. It's very valuable to get information from a lot of different sources by reading. And like I said, if you when I search YouTube, there are some good educational stuff on YouTube or just people with experience. You can go and, just understand the source. Another key that you can do is find mentors or people who have more experience than you. Listen and analyze what they're telling you, right? Have they adjusted to the times? Because I had an experience where I had somebody who was years in the real estate profession, was the first person I worked for, and unfortunately, his methods were stuck in the 70s. He didn't adapt. So even though I say find mentors and people who have more experience than you, just know that you need to also examine the source, kind of a common theme here. And then the last key that I have for you is apply your daily knowledge to your life. Continue to educate yourself, which will improve your decision making. So with that, I will say, please feel free to dialogue with me. My YouTube video, Rodney O Weekly, comes out every week, and that vlog shows that I am living what I speak. Be sure to subscribe to that channel. The link will be in the podcast description here, or you can simply go to YouTube and search Rodney O Weekly. And always remember, I want to inspire, encourage, and motivate all of you as you navigate this journey that we call life. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next one.